So, depending on how long this takes, I might split this into 2 different videos. So, for National Hispanic Heritage Month, I figured it's only right we do a timeline. So, in 1492, Christopher Columbus arrives in the New World, landing in the Bahamas. In 1513, Ponce de Leon arrives in Florida. 1565, first permanent Spanish settlement is established in St. Augustine, Florida. I think that's Florida. Anyway. 1820, Mexico, which includes settlements in California, Arizona, Texas, Colorado, and New Mexico, gains independence from Spain. American settlers begin moving into Mexican territories. 1822, Joseph Marion Hernandez becomes the first Hispanic member of Congress, serving 6 months as a non-voting delegate from Florida. 1845, Texas is annexed by the United States. 1846, Mexican-American War begins. 1848, Treaty of, of course that messes up, Guadalajara? I don't know how to say that. Hidalgo establishes Rio Grande River as the U.S.-Mexican border, ceding Texas, California, Arizona, New Mexico, and parts of Colorado, Nevada, and Utah. About 75,000 Mexicans choose to remain in the U.S. as citizens. 1862, Homestead Act allows squatters in the West to claim vacant land often owned by Mexican Americans. 1868, 14th Amendment declares all people born in the United States to be U.S. citizens. In 1876, Romualdo Pacheco of California becomes the first U.S. Hispanic representative. In 1898, in Treaty of Paris, Spain surrenders control of Cuba, Puerto Rico, the Philippines, and Guam to the United States. 1910, Mexican Revolutionary begins. Hundreds and thousands of Mexicans flee to the United States. 1912, Mexican ambassador formally protests the mistreatment of Mexican Americans in the southwestern United States, citing lynchings and murders. 1917, Esquivel Cabeza de Vaca of New York, Mexico, becomes first Hispanic U.S. governor. 1917, Jones Act extends U.S. citizenship to all Puerto Ricans. 1917, during World War I, temporary Mexican farm workers, railroad workers, laborers, and miners enter the United States to work. 1924, Congress creates the U.S. Immigration Service Border Control. 1928, Octavian Lazario of New Mexico becomes first Hispanic U.S. Senator. 1929, during the Great Depression, more than 400,000 Mexicans and Mexican Americans are deported or otherwise forced to return to Mexico. 1942, under the Becerra program, which would run through 1964, the U.S. brings in seasonal Mexican agricultural laborers to ease shortages during World War II. 1950, Puerto Rico becomes a U.S. Commonwealth. 1954, in Hernandez versus Texas, Supreme Court rules that all racial groups are guaranteed equal protection under the 14th Amendment. 1954, over the next 5 years, Operations Wetback results in the deportation of about 3.8 million undocumented undocumented Mexicans. In 1955, the KCOR in San Antonio, now KWEX, becomes the first Spanish-language TV station in the United States. So that's it for this video, and we will return next time with 1962 all the way to 2016.